I am resident of Collinwood for YouTube. Jules Sains. That is my buddy Patrick McCray. That is my buddy Alan Gallant. We are here to review Space 1999, Episode 1. And the moon is in some serious trouble here. So I had never seen this at all, guys. This has a lot of action to it. So when did you guys first watch this series?
Alan, that was my response as well. It's a very the reason I guess first of all the reason Space 1999 for tonight is that subsequent opening credits tell us September 13th, 1999, which I guess was what 20 something like that.
26 years ago.
When Alpha was, and we lost those poor people on Moonbase Alpha.
That's right.
So it seems appropriate that we had for September 13th, and I thought, hey, wait a minute, let's talk about this.
Absolutely.
I saw Space 1999 when it first came on the air in 1975. It was a big event, heavily publicized, even though it was a syndicated show. It was generation, really one of the first run syndicated shows, and it was, I think, maybe part of a package from Lord Lou Grade, along with the Muppets, that was sort of produced in England and brought to the United States. I think they both came out in 7.
Yes, I think that's pretty correct, and that's about when I saw it. They had this on weekends, I think, locally where I was at. Like on a Saturday.
On the UHF. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Muppets were on later in the evening, I think. Something. It was a split up schedule, but yeah, I think that sounds right. That sounds familiar.
That's Louisville. So, and it said something. The Muppets was shown by the most, in Louisville. I think that really said that programming director was pretty prescient.
Yeah.
They didn't have to pick syndicated shows.
No, the Muppets was the biggest. By the time I was a freshman in college, everybody was watching the Muppets, whether they were 4 years old or 40, it seemed like. And they just kept playing, they just kept it in rotation. Space 1999, though, I remember, I think, watching it between 75 and 78 in syndication, somewhere in there. So, yeah.
Yeah, this starred Martin Landau, Barbara Bain, Barry Morse.
Morse, late of The Fugitive. Landau and Bain, late of Mission Impossible.
Prentice Hancock, Nick Tate, Zenta Merlin? Yeah, Xenia, sorry. Anton Phillips, Suzanne Roquette, Clifton Jones, Catherine Schell, Tony Enholt, John Hugg. So a lot of people.
It was British American and some Canadians. Barry Morse being one of the Canadians, but it was an interesting sort of hybrid show, and I don't know about. Maybe I'm imagining it, but I was catching some kind of marital tension between Barbara Bain and Martin Landau in this particular episode. I mean, the stares that she gave him on occasion. It was like, okay. But anyway, this was the great beige renaissance for me. The whole the setting is white and beige, and all the costumes are beige. There's more color in the moon.
Yeah.
Mentioned that, because you talked about that before, and that's a very clear, take.
It's a very clear choice. Yeah,
fair one to criticize, so on. When I watched I don't think it was shot in sequence, obviously, but or sequence. But
Maybe.
the thing that I'm wondering is, looking at it very early on. First, you see the walls behind space are very orange.
Yeah, there is some color. I'm exaggerating, obviously.
When we later get into the bigger, more elaborate sets, that goes away. There's almost really well against the orange, just like orange costumes in space off really well against the moon.
Against the gray, yeah.
My thing is that was the first design show. That's
Yeah.
how they could do it. It was going to be a very neutral human against a vivid color, or a color, a human of costume of color.
Right. Well, that makes sense in terms of contrast. I mean, a designer would want to go with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But lost that, because at some point, I think memos got crossed and said, "Wait a minute, no, this background is very colorful. No, you said the uniform was supposed to be very good." So we both made this, Jerry.
Yes. Jerry Anderson, yes. That was one of the things I noticed about it, too. The special effects, although Jerry is not personally doing them, I have a feeling that his marionation guidance was used, and the explosions and the miniatures, the detail of the miniatures and all that sort of thing is very much Anderson.
Yes.
Yeah. This really a lot of great interaction. What you guys is, I know you guys, Martin Landau from Mission Impossible, but what is your favorite Martin Landau role?
Oh, and Bela Lugosi.
Yeah, it's definitely Ed Wood in Ed Wood. Bela Lugosi in Ed Wood. Yeah, it's fantastic. He won an Oscar for it.
Another great performance.
It is a great performance, and it's great late in life sort of third act kind of performance that he gives in that.
Now, the movie, I like him, and he doesn't star in. He plays a professional wrestler trainer, and he trains David Arquette to become a professional wrestler and Ready to Rumble.
Ready to Rumble. That's right. That's right. He's also a wonderful character in The Majestic. Fabulous. Plays the old man in The Majestic that's lost his son in the war. And this guy who's lost his memory comes back, and he thinks it's his son. It's wonderful. Incredible performances that he gave in that last third of his career and his life. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah. I'd forgotten about that. Ready to Rumble. Totally forgotten about that. Yeah. He was loaded for bear in his 70s. He was working all the time.
Yeah, that's what's amazing. Like when I seen Martin Landau in a wrestling, basically a wrestling movie, I'm like,
yeah,
that's Martin Landau. He's still working. He's still working. Like,
absolutely. And he was, he probably thought it was, considered it enough of a challenge to go right ahead and do that, something different, something different. So, great stuff. Great stuff.
Yeah. I think we left out, maybe because a few years before Ed Wood, he got an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor, Crimes and Misdemeanors.
That's right.
A film destined to be lost because of political patina of the director.
Yes. Yeah. Everything kind of got muted because of that.
But it is and it's ironic because it's a wonderful film about conscience and getting away with it, and there are two different ways you can read that. But
yes,
almost forgotten that movie existed, and then I was thinking about Landau's career tonight, and it occurred to me, there is Crimes and Misdemeanors. It was just marvelous.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I thought that this was a great episode in terms of, it's weird. It's so current in terms of its themes of deception and politics and public relations and all of this sort of thing. With the what's his name? Commissioner Simmons. It's like this oily dude that lies as easily as he breathes, kind of guy.
Didn't Roy Dodgers play on?
Yes, yeah, yeah. He was. My God, he was in a ton of stuff that I've seen and didn't know who he was.
Yeah, he's in some really good Hammer thing. I forget one, maybe one of the Frankensteins, Draculas.
Possibly. Yeah. He was on television in the States, a ton of stuff, guest stars on episodic television too. Up until just a year before he passed away, he was still working. So he was busy boy. Very much of a character, and he did a lot of theater earlier in his career as well. So.
What some of his big TV things were?
Let me see here. Roy. Yeah, let's see. Television, filmography. Here we go. Television. Okay, in latter years, when he. Yeah, Space 1999. Still in England at that point. Then in 80, 81, he's in Magnum PI. He's in an episode called Tropical Madness, playing a character called Harcourt. Tales of the Gold Monkey, if you remember that series. He's in that. Lord Hendricks. Remington Steele, Heart to Heart, The A-Team, The Wizard. He's in an episode of The Wizard, playing a character named Troyan. He's in 3 episodes of that. Fairy Tale Theater, Tales from the Dark Side, Beauty and the Beast, the series, The Equalizer, the original Equalizer.
Wasn't he the father in Beauty and the Beast?
I think he was. Yeah, Jacob Father Wells. Yep. He was in the majority of the episodes for that. He was in Murder, She Wrote. He was in one of those. Several Murder, She Wrotes, actually. Probably picking up his American SAG pension, like most of the older actors were doing at that time. Picket Fences, great show, love that show. Wings, L.A. Law, Babylon 5, Batman the Animated Series. He's at least 3 Murder, She Wrotes. Yeah, he's I mean, that's a lot of he played Zeus in Hercules. A damn sight better than Kevin Sorbo, I'm sure. Touched by an Angel. He was in Angel, the Buffy spinoff. He did an episode of that. My God, Game of Thrones. He was on 2 episodes as Hallen.
Oh,
in 2012.
Wait a minute! Doesn't he read the Game of Thrones audiobooks?
Possibly, I don't know. He's let's see, Song of Ice and Fire. Yeah.
I think he holds a record for doing more different voices.
I don't doubt it at all, because he'd done a lot of voiceover work in his career. Yeah. He also did the audiobook Watership Down, which is interesting. Prince and the Pauper, Book of Ebenezer LePage, Death Kate Cycle Volume 4, Serpent Mage. I don't know that. But Song and Fire of Ice I know. So, yeah, definitely. Yeah, he was great in these 2 episodes. I mean, he just, I mean, he was the perfect Politico. We can't tell anyone about this or the funding will go away. It's that kind of stuff. Interesting. And very, very, very much today in terms of that. I mean, that crap is just endless, immortal.
Don't trust character. Those Royce D. Applegate of Sequest. Yeah. Don't trust character whose mustache does not connect with his beard.
That's right. He spends a lot of time plotting while he's shaving that little space there. Yeah. I think he was wearing, I think this was probably all appliances too, including the wig.
Curl to that beard.
Yeah.
Ludicrous.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. I mean, I glommed right onto that whole idea, and I knew right away, even from the first telecom that they had, it was like, this guy is hiding something.
Well, Greg had been an imposter the whole time. And
Yeah.
that they
I'm really. Yes. I'm really the master from Doctor Who, which he could have done, no doubt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. They're dumping, what is it? Research century located within a crater in the moon's northern hemisphere. Humanity had been storing its nuclear waste in vast disposal sites on the far side of the moon.
Correct.
Holy shit.
And they thought that this was radiation that was causing. As it turned out, it was a combination of radiation and magnetic pulses, apparently, which caused the final explosions in Area 1 and 2 that moved the moon out of its orbit. This was a series of, this is it's psychological tension, it's decision-making tension. This whole episode, the actual action, there's a couple of brief scenes with actual people, when they're going bananas and so on. But most of the action is explosions on the surface of the moon.
Only the 1970s would create an action show where the audience is supposed to really, really, really rally behind the guy who refuses to make a choice.
Yes, exactly. Well, that's right. It's the way they showed ethical, thoughtful decision making. It's like, I'm not going to make this choice. This is dirty on both ends. I can't figure it out. And yeah, you're right. You applaud Martin Landau in this for his baleful stares.
Yeah. For a Star Trek episode, he would pause and yet.
Then he would. That's right. He would make the decision almost immediately.
Nope, not here. He's just going to go to his like.
That's right. He's going to keep communicating with all areas of the ship and all research mavens on the ship, and so inform me, keep me informed, let me know if anything changes.
Know if anything changes.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, you don't want your character to be too much like the Star Trek captain, so you create a character that's opposite of that. I'm just not going to make these decisions.
Yeah, this is only 6 years after Star Trek too, so they probably were they didn't want to do that. Maybe have some moral and ethical conundrums, but have the characterizations different. So.
Yeah, and it does sort of feel like there was a relationship between keep messing up their names, Landau's character and Bain's character.
Yeah, well, they were married at the time. In real life, they were married. I can't remember.
I think the weird thing is that their marriage dissolved, I think, between the first two seasons.
It's quite possible. Possible.
And Jerry and Sylvia Anderson's marriages dissolved between the first two seasons.
Well, one of the things that also happened, I think the powers that be, which would have been Lou Grade in this case, decided by the second season that they were going to Americanize it even more and have more sort of hand-to-hand action in it, like the old Star Trek and so on.
See, I kind of wonder if that was chicken or egg, and I don't know which. I don't know if people walked and there were shakeups because of that, or those shakeups were made because people walked.
Well, that's what a lot of people figure that's what killed the show, was changing the whole vibe of the show midstream, and they would get new fans, but not enough of them, and the old fans, some of them got PO'd that the show had changed its tenure, or tenor, not tenure, because none of them had tenure after the second year. So, it was a show with so much potential. And it has flashes, it has some great stuff in it, and then other stuff is kind of not landing as well.
And certainly one of the most beautiful, I think, visually beautiful science fiction series for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It's very clean, and the color palette is part of the reason why it's very clean. I joke about the fact that it's, mastery of beige and all that sort of thing, but in fact, it's a very clean look in a lot of ways. And the miniatures are fantastic. I mean, the miniatures prefigure the stuff that was in Star Wars just a couple years later.
The props are great. They really are unique. They're believable. Yeah. I mean, the guns look like staple guns, but that's okay. I mean, they are. The Eagle is a fantastic ship. The spacesuits feel genuinely original and new.
Yeah, and they look like they work. They look like they would work.
Yeah.
So that's great. That's always good.
With this really wonderful framework that things can, modularly fit into. Certainly, I would say probably one of the three great spaceships of TV. Yeah. I would say the Enterprise, the Eagle, and I know something else. I can't remember. Oh, the Jupiter 2.
Yes. Yeah, Jupiter 2. Speaking of clean, Jupiter 2 is one of the cleanest, saucer type ships ever.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. And in the interior as well. It's very cool.
Yeah. What's like in television, what's the first spaceship that you sort of like fell in love with as a character?
Jupiter 2.
Probably, yeah. I'm not thinking early. I was thinking 50s, but no, that would have been in movies, films. Yeah. We would have had them in, but not on television. Yeah.
Cool. Mine was the Defiant from Deep Space Nine. So.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the latter-day ships are great. I like a lot of them.
The Star Furies on Babylon 5 look great. Mm-hmm. The Vipers.
That and the ship from Farscape was awesome. I mean,
yeah.
So
yeah, I did even like a lot of the stuff they did on the original Battlestar Galactica, even though some of the critters they had on that show were kind of like hokey, but not certainly in comparison to Buck Rogers in the 25th century. Those were the most hokey extraterrestrial.
Well, are you including the fighters they had?
The fighters and the various guest stars that Battlestar Galactica.
Okay, now you're talking actors versus
actors design. and their circumstances as characters. Yeah.
Okay, well, I was talking about production design on Buck Rogers.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
The
that's
good. Fine.
Yes, the ship is great. The spandex costumes get to you after a little while, but that's okay too because it's the style. It's what they were going for. And Tweaky can go to hell. I never got that. I never got that little robot guy, Tweaky. Except of course, it had the Man of 1,000 Voices behind it, which was kind of cool. Mel Blanc.
Didn't someone else do it one of the seasons though?
I think so. Well, there was a different one. There was also the Dr. Theopolis, which was a different voice than Tweaky's.
That's right. That was his gay companion. Which
it was his gay companion that they would thrust into Tweaky.
That's right. Well, no, he was a load around Tweaky's neck.
Yes,
he was like because he was like, oh god, it was this literal albatross of reason and common sense. But I really think they had learned that dynamic from Star Wars, where to me They are clearly a couple.
Yes.
They're clearly a couple.
Yes.
And
They might be ace, but they're a couple.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. If any of my parts,
Yeah.
I love the character. It's great.
Yeah. What's you guys' favorite scenes in this episode?
I like watching things blow up in this episode because they make you wait so long. They make you wait and wait for things to blow up. So that's kind of fun. But the whole, we made jokes about it earlier, but the whole sort of struggling with what to do is that's a through line, though. That's not really a particular scene.
It's Hamlet-esque.
It's just kind of a theme of the whole thing, but it actually does work, and it's very British in terms of the story structure. So I enjoyed watching Martin Landau sort of. He's developing his character in this first episode. I mean, he's got ideas, but it's once you put feet to the fire, that's when you really start to find things.
From interviews with Landau, as the show is being produced in its first season, he apparently saw it as being a kind of anti-Star Trek, which is an odd thing, and that he thought, okay, Star Trek is far too macho. I've very rarely heard it referred to as that, but sure, why not?
Okay.
And that this would be so if you weren't getting beaten up enough with the Star Trek lunchbox, just wait until you bring in that Space 1999 lunchbox. And
that's right. Yeah.
Oh,
it's true.
Yeah, my favorite. I'm with you. The favorite scene is the explosions because it's just crazy. Like
it's just so much fun to watch after the build up to what's going on, and oh my God, these things are happening. Oh no, we know it's going to blow.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. The whole build up there is kind of cool.
Because it's like you better make that decision now, son.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you better do. Oh my gosh.
I will say one thing that's problematic for both Barry Morse and Martin Landau is that they don't really have firm abs at this point in their lives, and they're wearing those sweater costumes. And totally unforgiving.
I think that's why those jackets came on in the second season.
Maybe so, because Barry probably looked at himself and said, "Look, I look better than that in clothes. What are you doing to me?
I know.
You put this belt on, and I got this roll going on, and it's like, when we get older, this shit happens." But
costume designers, a German dealing with guys who fought in World War II.
A little resentment going on.
Yeah.
Effing Canadian ace, I'll show him. Click.
Just imagine what he would have done with James doing. Just imagine what he would have done with James doing.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah.
Made him gloves with only 4 fingers on one hand.
Well, that would have been a few too many for one of his hands.
I know. But just to point out what he was trying to hide by camera.
Yeah, I know. Oh God. And he hit it really well. I mean,
he did. Nobody really knew. I watched it for years before I learned that.
And I still, the moment he's on screen, I forget it.
Yes.
I don't look for it. I forget it. He really handles it well.
Yeah.
I got something that tops these outfits for ridiculousness. And
are you gonna wear it?
No, I'm not gonna wear it. See, okay.
Damien Edwards? Yes, Damien Edwards. These are Damien Edwards costumes.
Yes, yeah.
Damien Edwards would have fit right in on Moonbase Alpha.
Absolutely. Except he would have had wider cuffs.
This costume even makes Damien Edwards look good. So have you ever heard of the Shockmaster?
No.
I'm going to send you a video. I'm going to send you a video, and you're going to thank me later.
Okay? Oh, yes, I'm sure. Nothing will make you regular more than watching the Shockmaster.
That's right. That's right. And here's the thing: you could hear Ric Flair in the audio going, "Oh, Jesus Christ!"
That's good. That's worth it.
Because he couldn't wrestle because he was still under contract to the WWF at the time. He couldn't step in the ring, so they gave him a talk show, like on television.
That's a mistake.
No, he did a good job. It was called Flair for the Gold. It was Dusty Rhodes' idea, but this idea of Dusty's was not. So they took this wrestler who used to be Typhoon and Tugboat in the WWF, and they put him in a stormtrooper helmet and this cape, and they called him the Shockmaster. You got to see this. This shit is hilarious.
Oh God! All right, send it. I'll look at it with one eye.
Yes.
Only the other eye won't
massage your brain cells after this. You'll need to.
Okay.
Yeah, but I give this episode a 10, guys. What do you give it?
Oh, it's I give it somewhere between a 9 and a 10 for an inaugural episode. I mean, it's
for
very
its place in history.
Yeah,
I give it a 10.
Absolutely.
I think too, this would, even though it's not connected to Star Trek at all, it makes a great companion to Star Trek.
It does.
I will say one thing about this show, and it progresses as the series goes on. Space 1999 has some of the hugest sets for a television show.
Yeah.
Because they filmed it at Pinewood, which is an enormous studio.
Nice.
And I filmed it up. Well, this is Pinewood, but it was before the 007 soundstage, the Cubby Broccoli soundstage was built.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's still gigantic.
Gigantic, yeah.
And before Harry Potter.
It's huge.
The hairiest.
Harriest Potter. Harry Potter.
Yes.
Put the spliff down, Harry.
Yes, absolutely. Is there anything you guys want to add before we go?
No, it's a nice inaugural episode, and I like seeing Landau and Bane again. When I was a kid, I watched them on Mission Impossible pretty faithfully.
Are we going to tacking into the wind tomorrow?
Yeah, we're going to do Star Trek Continues tomorrow.
Okay.
And if you guys want to continue Space 1999, we'll do that. Let's just wrap up Star Trek first. It's up to you guys.
I don't know if we need to fall all over ourselves to do that, but
no, we can maybe pick an episode or two at various times.
Fine.
That would be all right.
Certainly, I would look at that's a Christopher Lee episode. Yeah,
that would be great. So did you guys do episode?
We waited.
We waited.
Okay.
We waited
because it's a really good episode.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Fabulous. I appreciate it, guys.
Star Trek tomorrow. We're gonna do the episode. Link to Patrick McCray's Dark Shadows Daybook Unbound is going to be in the description box. Link to Alan Gallant's YouTube channel, Cullen's Port After Dark, is
the entire series of Dark Shadows on little tiny thumb drives.
Nice. This is going to be in the description box. Go check him out. You can also get Alan on Facebook. Hit him up with any antique questions. He'll answer you. And I will answer you about pro wrestling. So you got
antique pro wrestlers too. He's really good with antique pro wrestlers.
Yeah, antique.
Guys, I'll see you later.
You guys have a good night.
Peace out, guys.
Oh shit.